The most compelling rivalries in photography don't always come from competing brands. Sometimes the real tension develops inside a single ecosystem, where two upcoming cameras are designed to sit at the top but end up competing for what top even means. That is exactly the situation forming around Nikon's rumored future lineup, where the Nikon Z8 II and Nikon Z9 II are already being positioned as two different interpretations of the same flagship philosophy. Neither model has been officially announced, yet both have become constant subjects of leaks, industry speculation, and prototype-based discussion. Even without confirmation, the comparison has already started shaping expectations. What makes this situation so interesting is that it isn't only about performance upgrades. It is about identity. Nikon is no longer just deciding what features to include, it is deciding how many flagships can realistically exist in one system without overlap. The Nikon Z8 II and Nikon Z9 II are not simply successors, they represent two different answers to a single question: what should a professional flagship camera look like in 2026? The most obvious difference between the two is expected to be physical design. The Nikon Z9 II is widely anticipated to continue the integrated vertical grip approach, a design that prioritizes stability, endurance, and authority. This kind of body is built for demanding professional environments where long lenses, extended shoots, and harsh conditions are part of everyday use. It feels purposeful and heavy-duty, designed for photographers who need absolute reliability over long periods of continuous shooting. In sports stadiums, wildlife environments, and press coverage situations, this form factor communicates confidence and control. The Nikon Z8 II, on the other hand, is expected to lean into a more compact flagship concept. Instead of scaling down capability, it focuses on refining mobility. The absence of a built-in grip does not necessarily mean reduced power. In fact, the design philosophy suggests the opposite. It builds on the idea that flagship performance can exist in a more portable body without sacrificing professional capability. Improved ergonomics, deeper grip comfort, and more refined handling would make it feel agile rather than bulky, appealing to photographers who move between different shooting environments frequently. These design differences naturally shape user expectations. The Nikon Z9 II is likely to remain the choice for professionals who operate in fixed, high-intensity environments where endurance and physical stability matter most. The Nikon Z8 II, meanwhile, is expected to attract hybrid shooters, wedding filmmakers, travel photographers, and content creators who value flexibility just as much as performance. When it comes to internal hardware, the gap between the two becomes more nuanced. The Nikon Z9 II is rumored to feature a next-generation stacked sensor, potentially in the 50 megapixel range or higher. One of the most discussed possibilities is global shutter technology. If implemented, it would eliminate rolling shutter distortion completely, allowing perfectly accurate electronic shutter performance even in fast-moving action scenarios. This would be a clear statement of technological leadership and would firmly position the Z9 II at the top of Nikon's engineering hierarchy. The Nikon Z8 II, however, is not expected to be far behind in practical performance. Instead of chasing extreme breakthroughs, it is likely to focus on refinement and efficiency. A stacked sensor in a similar resolution range, paired with faster readout speeds and improved image processing, could result in performance that feels nearly identical in real-world use. Even without global shutter, advances in sensor speed alone could reduce rolling shutter effects to levels that are rarely noticeable outside of highly specialized situations. Both cameras are expected to deliver extremely fast continuous shooting speeds, likely around 30 frames per second in RAW formats, with even higher performance possible in compressed modes. Autofocus systems are also expected to evolve significantly, with more intelligent subject detection that goes beyond recognition and begins to predict motion. This could improve tracking for wildlife, sports, and unpredictable human movement, making both cameras highly capable in fast-paced environments. Video performance is where the distinction may become more noticeable. The Nikon Z9 II is expected to lead in sustained high-end video recording, with improved thermal management allowing longer continuous capture sessions at high resolutions. Internal RAW recording, advanced frame rate options, and cinema-level workflows could position it as a serious production tool for broadcast and professional filmmaking environments. The Nikon Z8 II, meanwhile, may become the more versatile hybrid option. With high-resolution internal recording, advanced compression formats, and strong autofocus performance during video, it could appeal to independent filmmakers and hybrid creators who need a powerful but portable system. Its smaller body would make it easier to use in handheld shooting, travel production, and fast-changing environments where mobility is essential. As features begin to overlap more closely, Nikon's challenge becomes less about innovation and more about separation. Both cameras are expected to be extremely capable, which makes differentiation difficult. If the Nikon Z8 II becomes too close in performance to the Z9 II, it risks weakening the flagship hierarchy. If it is limited too aggressively, it risks feeling like a compromised version rather than a true professional tool. Maintaining clear identity between the two is becoming as important as developing new technology itself. Pricing will also play a major role in shaping perception. The Nikon Z9 II is expected to occupy the highest tier of Nikon's lineup, likely priced above $5,500, reinforcing its position as a no-compromise flagship. The Nikon Z8 II is expected to sit lower, likely in the mid to high $4,000 range, making it more accessible while still clearly positioned as a professional camera. That pricing gap will strongly influence how users choose between them, especially when performance differences appear minimal in real-world use. Timing adds another layer of complexity. Advanced sensor technologies, particularly stacked architectures and potential global shutter systems, require significant development and manufacturing coordination. As a result, release schedules may shift toward late 2026 or even beyond. Depending on which camera arrives first, market perception could shift in subtle but important ways, especially among early adopters and professionals planning system upgrades. In the end, this is no longer just a technical comparison. It is a strategic definition of Nikon's future identity. And the outcome will not only determine which camera professionals choose but also what flagship will mean in the years ahead.